Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Boruto was trained by Zoro Roronoa. So, this is part 4 of that, because part 3 I kinda was too tired, I keep fucking up all my words, and also my stomach hurt like hell, but yeah, you get the point, right? So, for that, I kinda ended off the video at the point where Boruto already defeated the 7 swordsmen and had to go to the boat. I'm not gonna do a recap because I only went through one arc in that one, so yeah. So, let me go on to Boruto. Into, well, the next arc or whatever. So yeah, let me go on to where Boruto's at. So before he kind of ran towards the boat and all that, he decides to go to the nearest shop and will buy a lot of stuff for his younger sister, Hinawari. So of course he does that, and of course puts it all in a bag and then run towards the curfew, gets on the boat, and then they get to what's called the Leaf Village. Sorry, I keep burping. But yeah, after they get to the Leaf Village, Boruto pulls out the bag and says, "Hinawari, here's all the sweets." Hinawari says, "Yay, sweets!" And starts eating it all. Not really, but yeah. She just takes that shit. Now, of course, Boruto chuckles, and then he goes back inside and, well, goes to his room. Now, of course, the next day, Hinata does bring Boruto to Oshino and asks Boruto what would he like to do when he graduates. Boruto states it out clear, murder. And Shino says, Boruto? Yes. Why so specific, and why? Boruto says, oh, I gotta be Pacific? Okay, I want to slice through people's necks. I want to be... No, I'm just kidding. No, what he really says is, I want to become the greatest swordsman. So, a swordsman. And, Shino says, there's no swordsman, so I guess you become a ninja? No, swordsman. It's no swordsman. Fuck it. We make a category for you then. Whatever. Of course, after that, this is where Boruto meets with the Kakashi in disguise. I don't remember what Kakashi's disguise name was again. And of course, Kakashi says, "Oh, hello there. You mind showing me around, big fella?" Boruto looks at him, ignores him. Okay, Boruto just doesn't care. He has his training. He can care less. Of course, Kakashi kind of has like this sweat drop because Boruto just straight up ignore him. So yeah, of course Kakashi just kept trying to talk to him, and Boruto, for the love of God, said, "Fine, okay, what do you want to do?" "Well, I want to just take pictures about the new ninjas that are gonna be here, and also gonna go blah blah blah, whatever." Kakashi said, number 2 canon. Boruto said, "Fine, let's go meet up my classmates." Meets almost every person that was in like the class. Of course, people had sweatshops, and white Boruto was like right sort of close to them. Some of the girls kind of plush, because yes, Boruto is very big and very ripped, like Kapachi, somewhat. He's 10'5". I think not 10'5". I said he was 5'10". So yeah, he's 5 feet 10 inches. So yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah. Of course, with that happening, Kakashi says, "So what do you want to be?" "I never got to know your name, so can I know your name?" Boruto says, "Kampachi Uzumaki." Nice, no, not Kampachi Uzumaki. Kampachi Roronoa. Nice to meet you. Mr. Who the hell are you? He says whatever this guy's name again. And then, Kakashi was surprised of Boruto's, like, new name. First name and last name, so yeah, he was confused, but yeah. Of course, Kakashi asked the question again, and Kampachi says, "Well, I want to become the greatest swordsman. And the only way for me to be that is by becoming a ninja, keeping up through halfway through, and then becoming a swordsman." Yeah. Kakashi kind of sweat drops. Okay. So yeah, After that, they left, and of course, Boruto did notice that this was the Six Hokage's chakra, and well, Boruto didn't say anything. Of course, the next couple of days, it was well, people are training for the Genin test and all that, or some people, and of course, Boruto, well, he decides to train, and of course, he didn't prank the what's called the Hokage, what's called statue or anything. He didn't care about that. The only thing he cared about using his three swords way better. So one sword is the Kenpachi sword. The other two swords are, well, the normal swords that Zoro bought him. But of course, when Boruto was actually walking around the forest because he was just training, and actually he kind of got tired a little bit and actually just wanted to walk around. So when he was just walking around the forest, this is where Boruto kind of stumbles onto what's called, not really, how should I say, some ruins. Or not ruins, mostly, how should I say, not some ruins. What am I talking about? No. Well, Boruto is like, he's on the land, okay, so he's just walking around, and then he, well, fell down. The ground kind of just broke underneath him. And of course, Boruto was about to just fall down and actually jump back up. So just like, what's it called? So like, grab the ledge. But of course, instead of Boruto doing that and like throwing himself up, he sees something that caught his eyes pretty easily, and that is a sword on like a sort of stone, stone ground. Of course, the sword is like stuck there and all that, and of course the sword is like sort of golden, and of course it had like an odd way, what's it called, odd sword. It was basically a just a normal sword. It wasn't even a katana or anything. And Boruto, like, he just lands down, and of course the ground sort of cracks underneath him. But yeah, when Boruto just goes up to the sword and all that, he says, "What the hell is this?" Very interesting. It's a sword, but it's not a katana. So, I won't be needing it. There's no point for me to even get this sword. It won't even, I won't even be able to use it in my three swords though. So of course Boruto's walking away until he feels like this presence around him, like this sort of golden aura around him, just like telling him to come closer to the sword and like pull it out. Boruto like looks all around and just says, "What? Who the fuck is calling me?" This is where Kenpachi in his mind says, "What the hell?" Because Kenpachi in his mind is also hearing this voice. And of course, Boruto asks Kenpachi if that is you calling him or what. Kenpachi says, "No, kid. What the hell? Maybe you should go up to that sword." For some reason, I also hear the voice. It's either coming from a sword and actually has a will to actually talk, which not many swords should be able to do that, unless it's me and maybe some others. But I never seen others have the will to talk. Yugi just came up to me and just asked me to like use the sword because you are also a blood crazy motherfucker like me. But just say, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And yeah, you also have very strange powers that I have seen. Well, not have seen. Well, have never seen used or anything. But you also have other strange powers that people never use. And Boruto says, yes, that is true. So Boruto turns around and goes up to the golden sword. And what he does is, well, the golden sword is just like, it's not made of fully gold. It's just the handle is like gold and all that. It's basically like this. It's basically just a great sword. Of course, the sword is, well, the what's called blade is a little bit more thicker, and also the handle being gold and all that. So yeah. But yeah, Boruto is just looking at the sword. He decides to put both his hands on it. Not just one hand, but both. And decides to start pulling it up. Now, before he gets to like, well, I mean, he starts like lifting it off the what's called stone. He pulls it out, puts it up in the air, and feels like this strange thing just went inside him. Like the same feeling that Kenpachi, well, not inside him, the same strange feeling like Kenpachi brought him into his mindscape. This is where Boruto almost falls back, but then goes into his mindscape. This is where Boruto meets a strange entity. This is basically Excalibur. Now, how does Excalibur looks like? It basically, if you want to know how the entity looks like, think of Soul Eaters, okay? How Excalibur and that just had a top hat, and yeah, you get the point. But this Excalibur isn't just gonna be that annoying like the actual Excalibur from Soul Eater. Not really. So yeah. Of course, Boruto saying, "Who the heck are you?" Excalibur says, "My name is Excalibur. The sword you just pull out is called Excalibur." Boruto just says, "Okay. What? Who? What? First of all, you don't need to know what am I, who am I, or blah blah blah. Just realize I'm Excalibur, the sword you just pull out. I decided to choose you because you're the only other swordsman who's actually, well, strong enough to actually wield the sword. You're a strong person, so I decided to choose you." And Boruto says, "Okay, but I don't use this type of sword or whatever." Excalibur says, "Well, since you don't use the type of sword that is called a great sword, well, these type of swords were usually used a long time ago before ninjas. So, of course, you stumble upon on a what's called sort of somewhat of a ruined castle. Because us, well, there was a lot of like people that weren't even ninjas. That came before the ninja, shinobi, ninjas, and whatever came before all that. And of course, your village is very, not mostly on top of the castle, but mostly this forest is just on top of this ruined castle. You stumble on this castle, and since I felt kind of a similar energy that of a sort of, how should I say, knight, a samurai, or not a samurai, a knight, a swordsman, you're the closest thing for me to choose. And since I actually want to see adventure, adventure, probably becoming something, becoming someone great, or blah blah blah. And of course, Boruto says, okay. And of course, Excalibur says, "Well, the sword that you picked up was not really its true form. Of course, it's gonna turn into a katana when you wake up, cause that is basically how the swords of the other swords that I see. Of course, I'm not gonna turn it into like a ragged bladed sword, like one that you have, but like the other ones, sort of a smooth blade, of course." And Boruto says, "Okay, so your name is Excalibur." Excalibur nodded. Boruto says, "Okay, so do you have any special one?" I'm not trying to be rude, but like, what again? So let me explain this. So, of course, he explains how the knights and all that blah 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 have sort of this thing called magic, and since Excalibur would have magic on him. So, Boruto says, "Magic, so chakra?" "No, not exactly. I can still sense a lot of like magic in the world. Just there's chakra also combined with it, somewhat. It's not really combined with it. It's mostly just there with the magic. It's just people along, I guess, stopped using magic and started using chakra more. So yeah, of course with that, there's also something that's probably messing up the whole chakra thing also. So yeah." But I can sense that you probably have three powers that aren't, they are not three powers. I'm now the third power that you're gonna have. And also I can feel another one. So Boruto, what he has is hawking. So of course from Zoro that actually trained him and actually made it unlock. So pirates came before, okay, let me do a timeline. So pirates came before everything. Of course, then there was the what's called the medieval, medieval, And now it was the shinobi and then it's technology, okay? So yeah. Of course, there's something else I'm gonna go into, but you get the point later. I'm gonna get to that point later. Now, of course, Zoro trained him how to unlock his Haki and sort of actually unlock his 3 Hakis, like Zoro has. Of course, then he also managed to, well, get Kenpachi's sword and also Kenpachi sort of unlock some abilities for Bard so that Kenpachi had. So that even means his Ryotsu. Now, Boruto has chakra. Of course, he was born in this world with chakra and all that. And now he has magic from Excalibur. I know some people are going to be like, wait. Why that many things? Why the fuck not? I like OP characters. Leave me the fuck alone. So, yeah. Of course, with that, there's a 5th one that I'm going to give him. But that'll be later. You could probably already guess what the 5th special ability Bart is gonna have. But yeah, of course, Bart just says, okay, so the sword is just gonna be a golden handle with how should I say, what is the metal called? Holy, well, not holy metal. It's mostly, how should I say, well, it's just gonna be a normal metal. And Boruto just sweat drops. And then Excalibur said, but wait, before I even go on any further, the blade is going to be able to transform into another blade. Of course, since it's not a great sword, it's not going to transform into this normal great sword that it should be. So, of course, it's going to change it to a katana. So, if you want to, mention how the katana will look like for what's called the special ability, the special transformation for the true Excalibur, how it's actually going to look like. Think of that, the 7 deadly sins, King Arthur, how he unlocked the the actual Excalibur that actually had chaos magic. That's what Boruto's true Excalibur is. It's not going to be a great sword, so of course it's going to be a katana. But the katana is actually, gonna just looks like this. But of course, this is just gonna be the same for the katana and all that, the handle. This would kind of just be sort of like smaller and all that. So it'll be like sort of like black and white, and it'd be actual circle, not wings and all that. And the blade will actually be a katana. So it'll be metal, and of course it'd be kind of having like white, black, like multiple stripes around the katana. So yeah, but of course right now it just looks like a golden handle katana. So yeah, Boruto says, interesting. Well, I did also need to switch for another blade, but yeah, thanks, I guess. Will you train me to actually be able to wield your sword? And Excalibur said, of course, kid. Now let's train. Of course, Boruto started learning for 1 month to train for this. Because the Genin team is not Genin team. The Genin test will actually start in 1 month. So yeah, I just wanted to do that. Now Boruto cannot fully use Excalibur that much because he still needs training. He can't really unleash the full power of Excalibur just yet. So he's still he learned how to use Excalibur pretty well, which is by putting it on his mouth and all that. So yeah, Excalibur just doesn't care how he wants to fight because I can sort of see that, okay? So yeah, not on his mouth, he kind of puts on his left hand. His 3rd sword would be the special sword that I'm actually going to give him, but yeah, you get the point. But yeah, Boruto is he has he uses Excalibur with his left hand. He can also use his right hand or his mouth, but you get the point. His left hand is way better to actually use it. Now, of course, Boruto, he just goes to the Genin test and all that. And of course, it's the questions, whatever bullshit he learned and all. Boruto's still smart, so he still passes that with like colors of flying colors. Sorry. But yeah, of course, Boruto is now going into, well, the actual Genin portion fight and all that, which is Konohamaru, Anko, and Shino, with also Kakashi Hatake being there. Everyone is saying, "Whoa, the Six Hokage!" Boruto looks at him, glares at him, and Kakashi kind of just sweat drops. He's saying, "Why is he glaring at me now?" Casual. Oh, hello, guys. So yeah, Kakashi just says, "Oh, hello there. This is, well, your Genin test." And of course, everyone is just like, "Ah, shit, we're gonna have to go against the Six Hokage." But everyone just gets ready. Of course, what Boruto does is, well, instead of like going after like the what's called teachers and all that, which the other kids still go after the teachers, Kakashi says, "Well, I have time for to kill since no one's actually gonna go after me. They're all either gonna go after the teachers, which the teachers will be able to block them." So yeah, Kakashi was ready to pull out his orange book and start reading it. Because yes, Kakashi just gonna still be reading that book and all. But yeah, when Kakashi was about to just pull it out, something happened. Kakashi had to dodge from a swing blade, like an air compressed slash. And of course, when Kakashi dodges it, he was wondering who the hell just attacked him. Now, of course, Boruto is, well, just looking at Kapachi. Well, not Kapachi. What am I talking about? Well, Kakashi dodges the attack from Boruto, and he turns and sees Boruto right there with one hand sword. And he basically has Kapachi's sword out already. And he's just glaring at Kakashi and saying, "Let's have fun, Kakashi." And Kakashi kind of sweat drops because he sees this. Well, he sees this Boruto with this giant, like, smile grin, like, ready to kill, well, Kakashi. And Kakashi's saying, "I feel like I have a death wish against this kid. I should have probably not told them to come at me with the intent to kill. Nah, this kid isn't gonna kill me." Boruto looks at him and he's thinking, "Ah, yes, Kakashi, keep being a little cocky about that. I'm about to murder you and really get rid of you." And yeah, Kakashi says, "Oh, well, hello there, Boruto." And Boruto like slashes the what's called the air again, and another compressed air slash, almost almost what's called. This time it was horizontal like slash. So first time, wait. So the first slash was vertical, and then the second slash that Boruto launches because he's now pissed at Kakashi for calling him Boruto and not Kampachi. And of course, Kakashi has to just go down and, well, bend his like he tries to just do a what's called instead of just jumping, he decides to just what's called how should I say, limbo. So he tries to go behind him, and of course he feels like sort of his back sort of breaks, but yeah. And he managed to dodge the attack, and he's saying, "Boruto, I don't think you want to kill the Six Hokage." Boruto says, "But you told us to come and try to kill you, the attempt to kill you. You never say don't hold back, so I'm not holding back." And of course Kakashi's kind of saying, "Damn, he's right, he's right, goddamn." And of course, here Boruto, he activates his, what's it called, Byakugan. But Kakashi was impressed that Boruto already has his Byakugan, where he's like, "Ah, fuck." But he's surprised one thing. Kakashi's surprised for one thing. Boruto only has one Byakugan. His right eye, for some reason, will not activate his Byakugan. Which Kakashi's shocked, unless Boruto has another special dojutsu which he's not willing to activate. So, of course, Kakashi's kind of wondering, what the fuck is he hiding? But of course, Boruto's not willing to say anything. And of course, Boruto just runs at what's called Kakashi. And Kakashi was ready to use his what's called kunai to just try to block the what's called sword. And instead of Boruto deciding to block the what's called kunai, he lets the kunai just stab him in like the chest. Kakashi widens his eyes, and Boruto grabs Kakashi's arm and grabs his sword and says, "Get ready to die." Because Boruto doesn't care about when he gets stabbed or anything. Because he sort of has Kakashi's personality. You know how Kakashi just gets slashed and he's ready. He's just fine. He's like, die. So, Kakashi feeling like he's just getting ready to death and all that. He's like ready to die. And of course, he's like, Boruto, yeet, fucking gets slashed. Now he does get like his like, what's it called? His torso sort of like slashed, and he's right now just bleeding. He's like, son of a bitch, what the fuck does this feel like when it was in the goddamn Great Shinobi World? Cause you know how of course Kakashi gets like, you know that X slash and all that. So yeah, he kind of feels the same wound. It's just bigger. And of course, Kakashi says, damn. And of course, Kakashi is let go and all that. And of course, Boruto still has the kunai just stab right to like his chest and all that. And Boruto saying, well, Kakashi, how was that first slash? And of course, Kakashi's trying to get away from Boruto because if he gets hit by that attack again, he is dying. Boruto just decided not to fully kill him, but just give him a light cut. When I mean light cut, Kampachi doesn't know the meaning of light cut, so I mean he just did a fucking slash. And of course, Kakashi was like, son of a bitch. I gotta get away from him. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope I don't get murdered by Boruto. And of course, back to Konohamaru, Anko, and Shino, they managed to try to attack, to call everyone. And of course, they didn't have the thing planned to go against Kakashi and all that. And not go against Kakashi, Boruto still had that whole reckless plan and all that. But instead of Boruto being weak like in original canon and only doing shadow clones and all that, Boruto in this one, well, he can definitely, just use a sword and get ready to fuck up people. Yeah. And he has, 4 types of, abilities to go to choose. Of which, either Ryotsu, Chakra, Magic, or Hockey. His 5th one I'll get to mention later on. But yeah. Boruto just says, oh, come on, Kakashi. Come out to play. Because about not come out to play, but Kakashi kind of tries to keep walking away because Boruto's saying, come on, Kakashi, you know you want to fight. Kakashi says, nope, I really don't. So, of course, Boruto runs at him and just slashes again at Kakashi. Kakashi manages to substitute away. And if Boruto actually noticed where, Kakashi, teleported away. Well, not teleported away. It's kind of teleporting away because he kind of just switched out with a log. And Boruto slashes through the log so easily. And Kakashi's sweat dropping. He's having goosebumps, the fact that could have been him. Just getting slashed. Boruto just not caring. And Boruto, Kakashi, come out to play. Kakashi's like, I can't do anything. Boruto's gonna try to murder me. Now back to everyone else. They managed to defeat someone managed to defeat Shino and also Konohamaru, but Anko's just being a little difficult and all that. Now back to not Naruto, Boruto. Boruto's like, Kakashi, you know you wanna play. Kakashi says, I don't. And Boruto, he just turned back away, and Boruto says he might be going into the forest. And of course, he's about to walk towards the forest, and Kakashi says, please. He's saying please in his mind, just think that he's himself is in the forest. And Boruto says, Kakashi, you realize I can sense you, Boruto said out loud. Kakashi just feels like he's gonna die now. Because if Boruto can sense him, he fucked. Because Boruto has his eyes closed and he can sense where Kakashi's at using observation hawking. So yeah, Boruto turns right around, glares into the tree, into the leaves, seeing 2 black eyes. Or, wait, were there black eyes? Yeah, 2 black eyes and sort of Kakashi, one of his like eyes kind of has a scar and all that, and sort of super divine gravity hair and all that. And Boruto is just looking at him, kind of having this giant grin and all that. Just this huge grin, and Kakashi's just sweating. He's like, "Oh God, he can see me." And Boruto says, I can't sense him. What am I talking about?" Of course, Boruto turns back around, and Kakashi goes, "He scares the shit out of me. That little shit." This is where Boruto uses, instead of using body flicker or anything, uses what's it called, flash step. Yeah, flash step. And he disappears out of Kakashi's view, and Kakashi just widens his eyes, and Boruto is just tap on Kakashi's shoulder, and Kakashi felt like he's gonna die. Kakashi's like just watching the like blue sky, just acting that isn't Kapachi. He's hoping that isn't Kapachi. He's just like, please tell me that isn't Kapachi. This is where Boruto says, "Hey Kakashi, what are you looking at?" Kakashi goes. Kakashi's just staying quiet. He's like, "You don't want to talk? Don't worry. I'll just put this sword right through your neck." Kakashi says, "Please don't do it." Then Boruto says, "I know you did. I knew you wanted to talk. So, how is that bleeding wound of yours?" Kakashi saying, "Please, Boruto. Let's just not do this." Boruto says, "What did he just call me?" Kakashi said, "I mean, Kapachi, please. Please, you can take the bells. You don't need to murder me." Boruto just says, Nah. You listen here, you little shit." Kakashi says, "But you're older. I mean, not older than me. You're younger than me." Cause Kakashi's like 5'11", like in Boruto, and of course he's 40, and he's saying, "But you're younger than me. How am I a little?" Boruto just glares at him and says, "Don't worry, Kakashi. You'll be in perfectly good hands. Now, I just need to chop off one arm of yours so you won't be able to do any jutsus." And Kakashi says, No, just take the bells." And everyone, they managed to defeat what's called the 3 teachers, even Anko. And of course, the teachers are saying, "Well, congratulations. Now you can go over there and, well, try to defeat Kakashi." And all they hear is like, God, no, please, not the face. I mean, yes, the face. He's just screaming, help. Everyone is going, what the fuck is that? And Konohama just realized one thing. Boruto isn't here. Where the fuck is Boruto? And they just hear Kakashi's voice saying, "Please, help anyone, help." And they just hear Boruto laughing. "Come on, Kakashi. You know you want to play. Besides, there's the 6 Hokage. Get over here." And of course, Kakashi says, No, just take the bells. Leave me alone. Just try. No, I don't want to die." Kakashi's screaming out. He's like, "Help! His like voice is shrieking and all that. And Boruto say, No, Kakashi, no one's gonna help you. Now come here, give me that arm." Kakashi said, "No, not my arm, I need that to read." So yeah, with Kakashi kind of just screaming at like the background, everyone is just having like this shiver up their like spines, and even the teachers are going, "What the fuck is that kid?" And of course, Boruto really just didn't really hurt Kakashi that bad, okay? Kakashi had to just stay in the hospital for about 2 months. Now, when I meant he didn't hurt him that bad, I mean he hurt him just almost like close to death, okay? Because Kapachi, he doesn't know how to hold back, so even Boruto doesn't even know how to hold back neither. So yeah, well, I mean he does know how to hold back, it's just holding back takes a lot. Of course, Kapachi did tell Boruto that maybe you should probably seal away your Real Suit chakra and put it up to like 50% to seal it away and all that. Boruto says, "How the fuck do I do that, Kapachi?" Kapachi says, "What? You know how I had this eye patch and all that?" Boruto says, "Yeah. Well, this is a thing right here. It seals away, well, half my Real Suit. Well, it should be sealing away Real Suit, but since I'm just a sword and all that. Well, no. What Boruto thinks is making a little project to steal away a bunch of Realsu magic and chakra away, because he thinks fights are boring and all that, but yeah. But I will get to mention that later. Now, of course, after the beginning test, everyone is just scared of Boruto. Every kid is just staying away from Boruto, except for Misky. Misky's just like right next to Boruto, and Awabi is like also right next to Boruto and saying, "Bro, why the fuck you smell of iron?" Boruto says, "Oh, sorry, I was just mining some iron." Everyone says that's bullshit in their mindscape. Even the teacher says that's bullshit. Because Boruto's stained with just blood. Now, Boruto is wearing sort of like black and also white. Well, not black. He's sort of wearing like, what's it called? Zoro's green, like, what's it called? Stuff and, well, yeah, green clothes and all that. But, of course, he kind of changed his, like, what's it called? The shirt. Of course, it's white underneath. So, yeah, you get the point. Now, everyone is just saying, this is a little bullshit, but yeah, I feel like he's capping. Now, of course, the teacher says, okay, well, everyone passed. Since everyone did pretty good in fighting those teachers, and also, yeah, we need to get Kakashi to the hospital. But Boruto, you passed with flying colors. And Konohamaru says, please, for the love of God, please don't let him be on my team. About the next day happens, and well, not the next day. Wait, the next day happens, and Konohamaru says, fuck. He looks at, well, it's called Naruto, and says, Konohamaru, you're gonna be on Team 3 with Satoru Uchiha, Mitsuki, Mitsuki, you know, and Boruto Uzumaki. Konohamaru says, Naruto. And Naruto says, yes, Konohamaru. Okay, you realize how badly damaged, Kakashi is. And Naruto just said, oh, I thought that was everyone. Not that everyone helped up in beating up, Kakashi. Konohamaru says, uh-huh. Are you just in denial of the fact that we reported the fact that Kakashi was almost killed by Boruto? Are you just denying that? Naruto says, I have no clue what you're talking about. Konohamaru just says, Naruto, this is the only time I'm ever going to tell you this again, since I'm not, well, my younger self and all that. I'm not about like 12 or anything no more. But, fuck you, no. Fuck off. You ain't going to put me with your your son that's about 5'10" and look like he's ready to kill anything. And Naruto says, I have no clue what you're talking about. And Konohamaru said, I meant not your son. But, how should I say? The son that will murder me. The son that's basically, how should I say, it's called, how should I say? Sasuke's real son. Or, yeah. Wait, did I say? No, not on this one, no. Sasuke was, yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah. And Naruto says, come on, what's it called, Konohamaru? Just come on. It's just me, just younger, taller also, and scarier. Konohamaru tried to picture that in, like, his mind, and can never picture Naruto being that scary, like Boruto right now. So, yeah. So, Boruto is just sort of, like, in the class and all that. And everyone's wondering which teams are going to be on. They hope that they're on some teams of the friends. Some teams of blah, blah, blah. Boruto is just hoping that he's with, like, Awabi and they can do the dumbest shit out there. So, yeah. Or they can just blow up, enemies with, like, on a fucking testing out, fireworks. Since they also do that after class and all that. Like, after some classes and all that. So yeah, even though Awabi should have been training, Boruto should have also been training in sword stuff. Boruto and Awabi has just tried to test out explosion stuff. And they just hear boom in the background. Yes, Awabi and Kapachi always fucked up in their explosions, but you get the point. It's just fireworks. They're just trying to make the biggest firework out there. But yeah, Shikadai is saying, Boruto. Boruto says, yeah. Do you think the sixth Hokage wasn't that a little too far? Boruto says, no. He told us to come at him with the intent to kill. That ain't my fault. He decided to word it like that. Shikadai said, that is true. I can't blame you, can I? Boruto says, how the fuck can you even blame me? And Shikadai says, I see, okay. Yep, okay, yeah, I can see that. Boruto says, yeah, motherfucker, leave me alone about that. Now, Shikadai says, yeah, okay. I really thought we were just gonna knock him out with a special ability or something. Boruto says, you don't need to know that. Now, I did mention that Boruto did have his Byakugan. So Boruto did stab in what's called Kakashi's, not the chakra points, but in pressure points. So yeah, Boruto was just looking around for pressure points. So of course, stabbing Kakashi, so Kakashi will not try to run away or substitute away. Ding. So yeah, that was the use of his Byakugan, but yeah. Now they tell about what the teams are, and Team 3, Satoru Uchiha, Mitsuki, and Boruto Uzumaki. And of course, Boruto glares at Shino, and Shino Kenpachi Roronoa. And Kenpachi says, okay. And both Satoru just kind of goes, how the fuck am I on the team with him? Mitsuki says, well, it seems we're on the same team, Boruto. Boruto says, that is true. We are on the same team. I don't mind that. And Awabi says, damn, Boruto, we're not on the same team. But hey, good luck with your team or something. And of course, Awabi did have the same team with Denki and Metal Lee and all that. So yeah. Of course, Sarada tries to tell what's called the Seventh Kage that she wants to change the team's name towards Team 3 to Team 7. And also, this is where Boruto requests, can we change the name to the Murder Team? And Naruto ignores that request and says, you want to change it towards Team 7? Boruto says, can I have another request since you ignored me there? Can we name it the Shinigami team? Again, but Naruto ignored that and tried to say Team 7 again. But then Boruto says, okay, since you denied that request, can we name it the Round Table? The Knights. The Knights of, what's it called, the Leaf Village? Naruto keeps trying to ignore him, so yeah. And Boruto says, last request, can we become the pirates? The Straw Hat Pirates? Even though I don't have a straw hat. Mitsuki, get a straw hat. And Mitsuki says, wait, what? We gotta put it on Konohama so he can become the leader. I can become that great swordsman. Shirada can be whatever. And you can either be the sniper, the mechanic machine person, or the healer. Ding. Well, Boruto really, for that last one request, the Straw Hats, basically it's because Zoro told him a bunch of stories about like his crew and all that, and his captain. So yeah. And then Boruto says, well, then again, Konohama has to dye his hair from brown to black. Since, yeah. And he also has to wear a lot of things like Luffy did. And everyone's ignoring him now. Like, they think Boruto's just talking crazy. Of course, Mitsuki's kind of interested in what Boruto's talking so much. And then, when Naruto's finally about to say, your team will be named I will accept Team 7. Boruto says, okay, last request. Can we name this team the Samurais? Naruto he just put his hands toward his eyes and says, Boruto, first of all, none of your team is samurais. None of your teams are pirates. None of your teams are, well, what did he ever say? Knights? Boruto said, yeah. No. And also, they're not killers. Boruto says, but I'm a killer. I'm a knight. I'm a samurai. And I'm a pirate. And of course, Naruto says, whatever. You can be Team 7, Satoru. Good luck. I need to go do something. Now Kurama is booming inside what's it called Naruto's mindscape, just laughing like hell, cause he is just seeing that Boruto just annoyed him with multiple requests, and Naruto's just like, I'm done with this shit. No, no, just no. But yeah, with that happening, of course they meet with Konohamaru, and of course Konohamaru tells him that they're gonna do it. What's it called? Not test. A what's it called mission, and the mission is, well, to go help a village near them about some bandits and all that. And Konami says this mission could probably go pretty easily. We can probably just knock out the bandits. And Bard just says, "Ooh, murder!" out loud. And Konami says, "Oh God, God, it's gonna be a bloodbath, isn't it?" But yeah, Barto is somewhat of a crazy murderer and all that. But at the same time, he is pretty damn nice. If you don't piss him off enough. But yeah. But yeah. Barto is just like the only person he is nice to is Sundari. Since Sundari is also someone nice to almost everyone and all that. And of course, she does have a personality swap. So think of that of like Launch from what's called DBZ. How Launch had this personality when she sneezes, she goes into, well, yellow hair. She's mad crazy and will kill you. And of course, sneezes again, and she has blue hair and kind of personality and all that. Well, Sundari, I'm gonna keep the other personality. Well, she's being a badass that's a ninja and all that, and also being more ruthless and all that. Well, I'm gonna keep that, okay? But that personality will actually be kind of a sort of switch problem with her. She's not gonna be sneezing all the time when she has the problem and all that. She's still gonna try to control both sides, because it's like a personality split and all. Think of that of like Jugo, how Jugo is kind and friendly and doesn't want to hurt anyone, and he has his personality side when he absorbs cursed energy to become a sane murderer and thirsty blood killer. Now I'll explain that later on how Barto's gonna deal with Jugo. It's not gonna be a very nice way to do it, but yeah, you get the point, right? But yeah, of course, Barto is just, well, back to Sunday. So yeah, I will mention how she's gonna be like. And of course, Barto is super kind to her and all that. Because she's kind to him and he's kind to her. So yeah. Now, of course, he's not that kind to many people, except for Hinawari, his family from the Hyuga side. Not Naruto. He gives no flying fucks about Naruto. He is rude as hell. He doesn't care. And of course, Konohamaru is somewhat Sadara. He can care less because he thinks Sadara is an annoying bitch half the time. So yeah. And of course, Mitsuki. He's okay with Mitsuki. Awabi, him and Awabi are both insane on fireworks and other things, blow up things. But yeah, you get the point. So yeah, of course that happening. They go to the village and Konohamaru and the others are like talking to the village chief and all that. And she's talking about how there's bandits and all that, and Barto just doesn't care. So he walks outside and sees one of the bandits already causing trouble. Not that loud, but realize that this bandit is not a normal bandit. But Barto doesn't care. So he rushes at the bandit, and the bandit does, pulls out his sword because he sees Barto rushing at him. And of course, he pulls out the sword and slashes at Barto. And instead of fully slashing through Barto, it just hits his shoulder. It has this it doesn't get that far through Barto's torso. It kind of gets stuck at the shoulder part. And Barto, with his left hand, grabs the guy's hand. Barto pulls out another sword, and it's not Excalibur, it's not that other sword. It is a Kenpachi's sword, and just says, "You think you can just slash at me with that weak ass shit?" And of course, the guy just has this, how should I say? He sees Barto behind, something behind Barto. It's not Kenpachi, it's the Shinigami. Since Kenpachi somewhat is a Shinigami. And Boruto then die. Boruto swings his sword horizontal, but at the guy's head, slicing the guy's head clean off. Boruto says, "This is nice. This is nice. Well, I can just bring it to Konohamaru." So of course the guy that did not get killed and all that, well, there was a guy that was kind of having his throat getting squished because of the bandit ninja and all that. And Boruto saved him, and of course the guy ran away thinking this guy is also a monster or whatever. Boruto takes the guy's head, and of course the guy's, what's it called, whole body falls, backwards, because his head had just got decapitated and all. The sword is still on Boruto's freaking shoulder and doesn't care. Boruto just walking towards Konohamaru, Mitsuki and Sarada and even the chief, and the chief is just talking more and all that. And there's where Boruto, he opens the door, he goes in, and then tells Konohamaru, "Hey Konohamaru, look what I found." Konohamaru just turns around and sees a head, Boruto with a sword stuck to his shoulder, and Boruto just smiling. Konohamaru just like, "What the fuck? Boruto, what the hell?" First of all, and also Sarada and Mitsuki sees it. Sarada kind of just vomits, because she never seen a, actual head cut off. Mitsuki is just there looking at it, interested about it. And of course the chief elder, she's vomiting. She's like, "What the fuck?" Even the other, sort of guards and all that, or somewhat guards and all, they're vomiting, or "Oh god." And they're just vomiting and all that. We're gonna have to say, "Boruto, can I know why you have a head?" "Yeah, this was some kind of, wasn't it some bandit that was terrorizing the village? I found him. I sliced his head off. He also tried to slice at me. That's why if you're asking for the sword," he takes out the sword, easily just puts it down on the ground. Says, "I easily sliced his head off. Dumbass should have never decided to attack me. Or, well, he should have realized that I'm dangerous more than him." Konohamaru says, "Boruto, can you get rid of that head?" "No, because I want to show it that I got the first kill. And find whoever his teammate is, because I swear to God, this is not just one person. But don't worry, I'll find out the other teammate. Don't you worry, chief of the village." The chief of the village is nodding, telling Boruto, "Can you please get rid of the head? It kind of smells now." Boruto says, "Oh, don't worry. I mean, I thought you wanted the head. I thought you just wanted me to leave it here." She says, "No, please don't." She vomits again. And Sarada is just saying, "Boruto, for the love of God, why do you have the head like that?" Boruto says, "It's a trophy. I'm gonna keep it. My first blood out there in the goddamn, outside the village. Ah. How can I not be proud?" Sarada and, Konohamaru thinks Boruto's a fucking psychotic motherfucker right now. He's just insane right now. And Mitsuki is just there being the same Mitsuki as always. He's thinking Boruto, still the same, somewhat. He says somewhat because he can also see that Boruto's a little insane and all that. But yeah, Excalibur says, "I don't think that's very unpleasant of you to do, Boruto." Boruto says, "That is true, but who cares? Besides, I can't really use your sword still that well, Excalibur. That's why I haven't been using you in battle." Excalibur says, "That is true, that is true. We still need you to train more in the sword." But yes, I get the point. But it's kind of slicing people's head and showing it to your friends, teammates, or whatever. It's very not, how should I say, pleasant. But just, I mean, yeah, but yeah, okay. This is where Kenpachi pushes what's called Excalibur away and just says, "Nah, kid, that was actually the greatest thing I have actually seen. You could not kill that super head motherfucker, and I was really waiting for you just to kill him and just shove your hand through his heart and just rip it out. But it's sad. We can't really kill him because he's a... What was he again? I just like, I don't remember. Who cares? But of course, Kenpachi does say, who cares? What would really matter? This head it definitely should be a trophy of yours. Then again, if you don't want it, we should always go get the other one. Or probably another one, because I just sent another one. And Bart will say that is true. And Bart will get out and looks for the other one. It looks all around. Of course, it's when, what's called what's called Genjutsu, and like everyone happens and all. Even one that tried to take away the chief and all. And Boruto follows the one that took away the chief, and Konohamaru, Sadara, and Mitsuki are having this freaking time and trying to get rid of the Genjutsu people and all. This is where the Genjutsu brings the chief, and this is where the other bandits at, the rogue ninja, whatever, is saying, "Good, now you can die," and tries to attack him and all that. And Boruto comes out of nowhere, like, take the hit. Boruto takes out the kunai knife and says, Sir, you kinda, what's it called? How should I say? Lost this. The guy says, "Not you. The one that killed my partner. You bastard." And Boruto sees the Genjutsu person punch him in the face, knocking him out. So yeah, Boruto says, "Oh, you're the other person. Good. Because you're gonna be my second trophy for this village." Smiling, grinning. His teeth also kind of get sharpened. So, I forgot to mention that Boruto, his teeth will get sharpened, like, as, like, sort of a shark and all that, when he's, like, getting serious and happy and actually ready to kill people. But for sort of just normal, it doesn't get sharp or anything. It's just normal teeth, okay? But Boruto just says, "Don't worry. You'll be in good hands." Of course, the chief, she's kind of scared, and of course, she's tied up and all that. And she doesn't know what's happening. But she can see Boruto just walk so slowly towards the rogue ninja. The rogue ninja throws a kunai knife again at Boruto. Boruto throws the kunai knife back, the one that he kind of pulled out from his chest, and throws it at the other kunai knife. The kunai knife that was thrown by the rogue ninja kind of shattered when they kind of collided with the other one. Since the other one had more force and power towards it, kind of just collided but broke through it and hits the rogue ninja in the leg. Fully just screaming out, like, "Oh, God, please have mercy." Boruto says, "Oh, no. Mercy is out of the window. It's all about pain." And he says, please don't do it." Kabachi says, "Yes, do it, boy." Cut his head off. And then Boruto, he takes the head and just says, "Oh, hello there. Are you okay?" She's just like, she wants to vomit again. But of course, she doesn't want to vomit again. And Boruto says, "Oh, I'm sorry about the head." Kind of rolls it away. And then Boruto kind of just takes her, like, what's called gag and all that. Had in her mouth and all. And also rope and all. That she was tied up and all. And she was like, please don't hurt me." Boruto says, "I'm not gonna hurt you. If I was gonna hurt you, I would have killed you right now. But no." And this is where Konohamaru and Sarada gets there, and they see the rogue ninja that's already dead, and the chief running away from Boruto, or just trying to get away from Boruto. Boruto says, "Whatever. Oh, hey guys." And Konohamaru says, "Boruto, did you kill another rogue ninja?" "Yeah, look at the head." Sarada vomits again. And she says, "Please, Boruto, for the love of God, stop showing us the head." Boruto says, "Sarada, you're a medical ninja, and you're a ninja. So, you gotta see the head. And also, you gotta get rid of that weakness of you seeing the head. Besides, this is how ninjas should work." Sarada just wanted to vomit again. And Boruto says, No, Sarada, stop trying to vomit and see the head." And Sarada's like, "No, gotta vomit," and vomits behind some trees and all that. And Konohamaru says, "Boruto, isn't that the little, how should I say, fucked up to your team and all that?" Boruto says, "Konohamaru, ninjas, wasn't they supposed to kill or be killed? Besides, I'm just showing her the harsh reality of being a ninja." Sarada vomits so. And of course, after a while, she passes out because she vomits a lot. So yeah, after that, they go back to the, what's it called? The village, and of course, This is where they do a couple of missions that were outside the village and also inside the village, like catching Tor the cat. Because I don't remember if that was actually a mission where they catch or whatever. Or like helping villagers and all. And Bart's is pretty nice in almost all of them. But when he's outside the village, he's ready to kill anything. So he killed multiple bandits, multiple rogue ninjas that were like sort of only C to B rank. And yeah. So of course the tuning exams will be happening, but that will be happening in 8 months. I will actually mention what happens in those 8 months instead of doing a time skip. So of course Barto is training, doing the missions and all, and still training more and using how to use Excalibur and all that. And of course his third sword that was on his mouth and all that is already breaking his blade and all that. So of course when he got out of the village, like one mission was actually sort of a B rank mission. It was kind of higher by the princess Yuki. Yeah, what's her name, Yuki? Or wait, I don't know why I say Yuki. I meant Koyoki. Now Koyoki, she asked for some ninjas to come along and all that to actually protect her daughter. And she actually asked for a team that specifically has, Naruto's son on it. So, because she just wanted to actually meet Boruto, since she has heard of Boruto Uzumaki, the, son of, Naruto Uzumaki. So, yeah. And Boruto was requested on this, like, sort of, day. Now it was 5 months after the, what's it called, how should I say, the getting test and all that, so it's been 5 months. And of course, Boruto saying, what? And, Naruto says it's a, how should I say, B rank mission. And now I'll explain towards Konohamaru, and, yeah. And Boruto say, why not us? We're a team also. Where the fuck is the team at? Naruto says, you don't even know about the special part. You just guys gotta go pack up. Bart say, I'm already packed up. Naruto just says, come on, Bart. Just go away. Shoot. Go turn in your swords or something. Bart says, first of all, old man, please stop calling me Bart. It's Kenpachi Roronoa. And also, I don't play with my swords. I train with my swords, you old man. Fuck off. And just disappears. So of course he talks to Konohamaru in secret, mostly why this mission is somewhat important. It's a B rank mission. He tells Konohamaru. Konohamaru says, yeah? Are we gonna go up some high rank ninjas or what? Naruto says, not really. Konohamaru face plant and says, what do you mean? It's so vague in the little message and all that from Koyoki. And Konohamaru says, Koyoki, isn't that the Snow Princess? Yes. The village in the snow, or the hidden village in the snow, are also known as the springtime. And Konohamaru says, yeah. Are we supposed to like decide to fix a generator? No. Naruto says, no. It's about Boruto. Konohamaru says, what do you mean about Boruto? Koyoki has a daughter named, how should I say? So, Koyoki has 2 daughters, and the father's unknown, but yeah. And, Konohamaru says, okay, what are their names? She says, well, their names will kind of be revealed in the, how should I say, when you guys get there, but yeah. Pretty much, I don't know why she requested my son to, be the protector of them, and Boruto should be the only protector of them, but you guys can sort of protect them. It's sort of vague on this paper, okay? I don't understand why she kind of wrote it like this. So, Konohamaru says, okay, I guess, but keep that away from Boruto. Let that be a surprise. I don't know what she really wants with Boruto at least. And of course, they hear this just loud boom in the background. Of course, if it's like how should I say? If it's like the last time I kind of saw Koyoki when I was 12 years old and I didn't act like irrespectful sort of person, somewhat that. And then Konohama says, "Didn't you punch her in the face or didn't you scream at her?" And Naruto says, "Yeah." And look at how Boruto's gonna probably handle that. Konohama says, "Don't do this mission." But she's paid a lot. And also, I can't give you C rank missions or D rank mission because all the other Guineas are doing those. Freaking Konohama says, "Then give us a day off." But I already gave you this mission and I already told the team. Konohama says, "Fuck." Fine, we do the mission. That's the spirit, Konohama. Wait, you could have gave us a... No, you can... Bye-bye, Konohama. Konohama said, "Fuck you." Also, Konohama has been drinking a lot lately because of Boruto's problem, but yeah. Of course, also Zoro has stopped vomiting after the fact that Boruto has killed multiple people and has not stopped in his adventure. So, of course, with that happening, they are going to the land of snow or also the land of spring, whatever you like to call it. I don't know why I had said hidden. I don't know. No, it's just the land of snow or the land of spring. So yeah, of course, when Team 7 is going over there, Boruto is trying to get information out of Konohama, and Konohama is saying, "I have no clue, kid. Your father was also vague about that." And Boruto says, "What father?" "I mean, the 7 Hokage was vague." "Much better," Boruto said. They realize that Boruto does not respect his father, or does not realize that that is his father, because he doesn't care. So yeah, with that happening, Boruto, well, so, when they get to the land of snow, of course it takes them about like sort of 3 days. When they get there and get to the village and the castle and all, they see that it's snowing and all that right now, cause they still trying to not fix the heat generator rate, but they're just trying to get more technology and all that to probably make the springtime be permanent. But of course they also kind of just landed to be snow also, cause it's better to be snow in spring like a normal sort of what's called village or anything like the mainlands and all that. So yeah. So of course this is where they go into the village, and when Konohama and all them kind of go into the castle. Of course, let me say that again. Of course, the gate guards just say, "Halt there. Why do you want to go into what's called the prince's castle? And state your name also." This is where Konohama says, "We're here hired from Koyoki for a mission that she sent about a B rank mission." I have no clue what my Seminole Kage already talked about, but yeah, we're from the hidden in the Leaf Village. And they just said, "Okay, He tells one of the other guards, the guards next to him, to go talk to Koyoki and all that. And this is where the guard nodded and goes. And of course, this is where Koyoki, when she gets the message and all that from the guard and all that, she goes down and sees the team, and then doesn't see Naruto, because Boruto is right now not even paying attention. He's looking at the wall saying, "This wall isn't strong enough." He asked the guard just says, "What you mean, that's the strongest wall?" Boruto says, "You realize I can punch this wall and break through it?" "No, you can't." Boruto says, "If I break this wall, can I go home?" And Konohama says, Wait, guard, don't make a bet with that." The guard says, "Then do it, kid." Boom! Boruto just punches the wall breaks, and then the guard says, Okay, damn, you are a strong kid. Okay, never mind. You can go home. Naruto say, okay, well not Naruto. Boruto say, okay, bye, Konohamaru. Konohamaru just says, no, Boruto, get over here. I mean, Kopachi, get over here. This is where they see Koyoki, and of course Koyoki sees Sarada and Mitsuki, and then tries to Konohamaru is trying to get Boruto back, and Boruto says, what do you want? I just want to go do my training in swords or whatever. I'm so bored. We've been traveling for so long. If there's no one for me to kill, then I care less about this. And Konohamaru says, for the love of God, Boruto, just stick with this mission, okay? You probably find someone. This is a B rank mission. Probably. Just come on, just stay a little longer. So of course Koyoki says, hello there. You must be the leaf ninjas that I asked for. And also probably, where is Naruto's son at? Sarada said, you must be talking about Boruto. And Koyoki says, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Boruto Uzumaki, isn't it? Mitsuki says, no, he changed his name. And Koyoki says, what do you mean change his name? Also, he got a little bit taller. He does not look nothing like the Seven Hokage. His name is Kenpachi Roronoa. And he's a samurai. And Koyoki just kind of laughs, chuckles, like, how bad can Boruto be? Sees Boruto and Konohamaru and says, she thought it was the other guy, so basically she thought of Konohamaru being sort of Naruto's son for some reason, because she doesn't believe the green hair with sort of spikes and also had bells is the son of, Naruto. So, she looks at, not Koyoki, she looks at, Konohamaru and says, you must be the son of, Naruto. Konohamaru's like, nope, that's this boy. That's him. And Koyoki says, you must be joking, right? Nope, he's 12 years old. He looks like he's 16. He looks like he must be in a sane asylum. And also, he looks like he won't murder people. Yes. And Koyoki says, you must be Boruto Uzumaki. And Boruto says, yes, princess. I am Boruto Uzumaki, but can you please not call me Boruto Uzumaki? My actual name is Kenpachi Roronoa. And so Koyoki says, okay, Roronoa. Boruto says, thank you. And of course, whatever. Come into the castle. She looks at one of the guards and says, you mind patching up the wall? The guard says, fine, let me go get some tools. So yeah, that still happens. Well, not still happens, that happens. So, of course, they're in and all that. And, of course, this is where two females, mostly two daughters of, princess, or should I say the queen of the Snow Village and all that. And she is, Koyoki, yeah, so yeah. But the other two is, one is named Yuki, so Yuki Kazahana and also, Bana Kazahana. So one is actually just called Snow and the other is called Spring. So yeah. This is where they introduce themselves. One has white hair, one has black hair. Well, one has white hair with silver eyes. And of course her skin is sort of pale. Well, not white hair. Mostly like white bluish hair somewhat. And silver eyes and sort of pale skin. And she has, sort of a blue princess kimono, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Blue and all, sort of blue-white. And also the other one has sort of a green and, how should I say, yellow kimono, whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, and she has sort of, how should I say, brown hair and green eyes. Wait, no. Brown eyes and green hair. And they introduce themselves, and of course, this is where the green hair says, mother, who's that green hair? And of course, Koyoki says, well, this is the son of Naruto. also known as Kenpachi Roronoa. And they were like, well, didn't you say his name was Barto Uzumaki? No. I don't know exactly how. Mitsuki says, well, I'm gonna have to be explaining, don't I? Barto says, sure, you do that while I go train in my sword style, okay? So yeah, Boruto decides to, well, just stay in the fucking castle for a while. And this is actually where I'm gonna leave it off. Because, not leave it off, no. Nah, because I actually want to get to the part where he's actually gonna get his third sword. So yeah. Now, Boruto, he's just, well, like in this castle, just staying in and all that. Kind of training with his 3 swords. And of course, he realized that he does need to get to a blacksmith and kind of repair the sword. So yeah, this is where he is going on a mission with the 2 daughters of Koyoki, and also Koyoki herself, and also Konohamaru and all that. But mostly Bart has to stay close to Koyoki's 3 daughters, 2 daughters. But yeah, Boruto goes to the nearest blacksmith. The blacksmith said, I'm gonna have to repair this, and it probably would take a day because I need to repair other things. Boruto nodded. So of course Boruto only has 2 swords, Excalibur and, well, Kenpachi's sword. This is where they just try to get to what's called the generator. And of course it's not really a B rank mission because there's not really any trouble until something happens. Trouble started happening because there was, some ninjas that were actually, rogue ninjas that actually wanted to capture Koyoki, or, well, not Koyoki, Koyoki's 2 daughters, Bana and Yuki, to ransom them for money and all that. And they managed to capture Yuki. And, well, yeah, Bana was sad and all that. And where Boruto actually landed, well, let me go into the battle. How it actually worked out. Now, Boruto, he did pull out a Kenpachi sword and actually slash at most of them. But there were still so many that were actually bombarding him to actually shoot fireballs and actually kind of knock Boruto back. Because they were sort of on a, sort of road and all that, an ice hill and all. So, of course, Boruto falls on an ice hill and, well, roll down multiple times and becoming a giant snowball and actually smash into a cave. A mounted cave and all that. Now, Bana did get captured, and also Yuki. And, well, I said Yuki got captured, but now it's also Bana. And they told Koyoki and the others that don't try anything stupid or anything. And also, your other team must be dead and all that. And also, we want this much money. And Koyoki only has about 10 days to give the money and all that. Konohamaru really wants to send a messenger bird, but he knows the messenger bird isn't going to get there. And of course, if the team does get out, it won't be enough time for the team to get here to actually help them out. Because he did see there was a lot of ninjas. Well, since 11. And Mitsuki is still kind of hiding his sage mode and all that. So yeah. But yeah. Now, back to Boruto. Boruto hits this goddamn ice mountain hill and all that. He's like, for fuck's sakes, that hurt it like hell. This is where Boruto, he wakes up. And he gets up and realizes he's in a freaking sort of cave. He steps on something and everything started lighting up with like fire. Of course, everything when it lights up in fire, Boruto just looks around. And Boruto sees this sword on sheath and all that. It's in the sheath, and it's not on stone or anything. It's also like placed in one of the it's on a a sword wall mounted. It's just mounted on there. And Boruto goes up to it and sees that the sword handle is it looks cool and all that. It has like this fire pattern and all that. The sword is also white and the handle is white. And when Boruto decides to actually like pick it up and also kind of hold it carefully and all that, so it won't break or anything because he doesn't know how old it is. And of course he goes into his mindscape again. This is when Boruto says, "Son of a bitch, not again!" This is where he meets another person. Kampachi and Excalibur are amazed after there's another person that can, well, choose someone to be a wielder, whatever. This is where Barto meets Raikoku. Now, well, yeah. I don't know why I say Raikoku, but I thought of Sengoku for some reason. I wanted to say it like that. But I meant to say Rengoku. So yeah, Rengoku. And of course, Barto says, "Who the hell are you?" Rengoku just walks up to Barto and says, "Hello there. You must be the person who decides to hold up the sword. My name is Rengoku. And the sword, well, is used to be, how should I say, it was mine. I'm sort of, how should I say, This is where Excalibur comes in and says he is from the samurai time. Since I did mention about how there was, what's it called, well, me saying this. Let me say this again. So, there is what's called the Pirates timeline. There is the Knight timeline, the Samurai timeline. Well, yeah, Samurai timeline. There's no Shinigami, but I just want to put that. So, the Samurai timeline will also have Shinigami in it, somewhat. And there's now the Shinobi timeline. So, yeah. But, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm just having multiple burps, I don't know why. But yeah, of course after that happening, Boruto says, I see. So you're from the samurai timeline just like Kampachi. Kampachi says, damn right he is. And of course Rengoku says, yeah. Well, since I guess you're the only one to be able to hold the sword and all that, you're gonna have my special ability to breathe fire. And Boruto says, breathe fire? What? Rengoku said, yeah, to breathe fire. To breathing techniques and use fire techniques. Since I have he has 9 techniques. I think he had more. I think he had 10 in total. But whatever. This is where Boruto says, this is interesting. So, how should I say? So, are you gonna be able to help me in my journey and to become the great swordsman? Rengoku says, sure, why not? Of course, the first breathing technique I will actually teach you right now, and I'll teach you later, because I can see that you're sort of in a trouble situation, because you're somewhat wounded. Boruto says, nah, that's nothing. And of course, he says, yeah, whatever. But it will take you a while to actually learn this, but you can learn it right now. Probably. Okay, well, he does have only about like 6 breathing techniques, and since 6, 7, and 8 are, well, techniques I'm gonna have to think about and actually, come up with. The others have been shown and all that, and I don't know why I said 10th. I'm just an idiot about it. But yeah. This is where Barto decides to learn the first technique, and it's called fire breathing. First technique, unknowing fire. Now, unknowing fire is just a high-speed technique. It's sort of like, how should I say, first form of thunder breathing and all that. How, it's similar to that, but instead of just doing like 6 folds or whatever, it's only, I think, 1 fold and all that. It's just a high-speed attack and all that to do a slash. But yeah, Barto will put that in his mouth and, of course, starts learning about it. Now, of course, you do have to breathe with, like, your freaking, what's it called, mouth and all that, the breathing technique and all that. You can still somewhat do it. So yeah. But saying the technique, yeah, but yeah. But yeah. Of course, Barto, he got it down. And of course, Barto says, no time to learn about the other ones. I'll learn about them later. But I have to go towards to save some people. Now, Barto, he learns it. And of course, this is where, Konohamaru, Sorata, and also Mitsuki are trying to look for, Barto, where he at that. So, what, about a day and a half, something happened. Barto came back, and with Yuki and Bana. Bana. Yeah. Of course, they were kind of, how should I say, not scared or anything. They were just sort of still sleeping on it. what happened exactly in that 1.5 day is that Boruto managed to find the camp of what's called the ninjas and all that. And of course, Boruto saw there was a lot of ninjas. Now, of course, Yuki and Bana are right now just tied up and all that. And Gak and also had what's called blindfolded. And Boruto says that's so much easier. And of course, there were Kenpachi, Excalibur, and even Rengoku are ready for, well, Boruto's right now massacring, killing, everything. So, of course, since Excalibur says, okay, let's do this, Boruto. And, of course, Boruto puts the sword in his mouth, the new sword in his mouth. Then he pulls out Excalibur and puts it in his left hand and pulls out Kenpachi's sword in his right hand. Boruto just rushes down. It's about 200 ninjas and some bandits, like about 300 bandits and all. So yeah, the bandits wanted to do things to the do unholy things to the two girls, but of course the ninja said no because we need the money, dumbass. And yeah, of course where Boruto jumps down, he already did 2 shadow clones to actually grab the 2 girls away, and of course. When he jumps down, he made a bunch of commotion. The 2 clones managed to grab Yuki and Bana out of the way. And of course, Boruto says, "You're all gonna die the fact you attack me like that." And of course, it says, it's a kid. What is he gonna do? Boruto, he uses Ryotsu to just smash so many people to the ground and pass them out. Also using Ryotsu and Conqueror's Haki, knocking some people out already. And they're like, holy fuck. Because about half of those bandits were actually knocked out, about like 150, and also 100 ninjas had to actually also pass out from the fact that it's Conqueror's Hawk and Ryotsu. It's very strong. And also kind of almost, well, knocked one of the high-ranking ninjas. Now, of course, Boruto, he activates his Byakugan, goes into his Conqueror's Byakugan. Now, I'm going to change the name to, well, instead of Haken Byakugan, to Conqueror's Byakugan. So yeah, it's a purplish eye and all that Byakugan. And Boruto says, bring it on, you weaklings. He also did not notice something, but he actually also added magic and also breathing techniques to the Byakugan. Which it kind of mixed up to make a new Byakugan. A Byakugan that has sort of a white dot in the middle, so the people be sort of white. Around it would sort of be black, a black ring. Still be purple, and the outside would be red. And also Boruto's like sort of, his dark green hair kind of light up into red. And Boruto was kind of already using a lot of things, so yeah. And Boruto just rushes at the bandits and ninjas. Using breathing technique, the first form, using Kenpachi's sword to slice through multiple people, and then using Excalibur's sword to use this like for it's called true form and all that, to use chaos magic, just slashing through nothing but bandits and ninjas, slashing horizontal with Kenpachi's sword, slashing vertical with the sword of what's called Excalibur, slashing also horizontal for Rengoku's sword, and also decides to use a move called Ashura. So he uses a move called Burning Organ Cutter, which it kind of turns his swords kind of fire. Also using, Rengoku was kind of amazed, he already knows how to use fire correctly and all that, and slash through so many bandits, burning them up and slashing through them. Then he does use Ashura 9 sword technique, which Zoro has used, and has slashed through multiple people, easily killing about a good 50%. So, 75%. There was only 25 ninjas that were horrified, and about, how should I say, 50 bandits that were horrified also. Now Boruto says, you weaklings can never get through me. Ha ha ha. One bandit did stab him in the what's called chest, and that bandit got his head cut off. All of them were horrified and tried to run away. Then Boruto used Dragon Twister and just slashes through multiple ninjas, and already killing about like all of them. The bandits he saw, well, he just kind of turned around and said, a 10. I don't want to say that. So Boruto uses both his swords and covers them up in armor and hockey, and also just rushes at what's called the leftover bandits, puts his two swords up, and well, uses them as bull horns, because this move is called bull needles, which he just tacks through so many what's called ninjas. Well, not ninjas, mostly bandits, killing them off. Now the other bandits that were kind of knocked the fuck out are, well, not dead, but Boruto, all he does is go around and kill them. Because he does have his Byakugan activate, and it is special. It's basically magic, hacking, what's it called, Ryotsu, and also, I should say, fire breathing, and also chakra, all mixed into one, so I'll think of a name later, but yeah. Of course, you can still see the leftover bandits. They're not dead. Of course, kill them all. Slash, dodge. Slash. Finding them all and killing them. Now, Yuki and, what's it called? Bane has woken up. And, of course, they're not gagged. They don't have the, what's it called? How should I say? The cloak over their eyes. They also aren't tied up. And they're wondering why they're not tied up and all this stuff. And Boruto is saying, yo. And of course, they're in a cave, and of course, fire and all that. And Boruto does smell like blood and all and iron. And of course, they're like, ew, that smells disgusting. Boruto says, well, I went through so many ninjas, bandits, whatever, and killed them all. You're welcome. And they're like, wait, what? Boruto says, no need to thank me, but yeah. Of course, they were confused with what he said because he said it so fast. And of course, Boruto says, well, we gotta get to your house, or, well, family and all that. So, of course, it only took them 1.5 days and all that. Of course, Boruto was cooking up water in the, what's it called, how should I say, in the fire and all that. How he was cooking up water is, well, he sort of found multiple metal, how should I say, metal pots and all that in the bandage on when he was killing. And also a giant metal, pot and all that. Well, sort of, not pot, but yeah, you could find a sort of tub and all that. And Boruto was kind of cooking water up, so a bunch of snow around and putting it in there. And so he can actually wash his like clothes and all that, because I don't think they're really waiting to smell blood and all that. So Boruto says, you girls can clean up later. I gotta clean up right now, because you're not gonna really like to smell blood and all that. So of course, Boruto did take off his clothes like right in front of them. And they were just blushing extremely a lot. Because, first of all, Boruto's fucking ripped. He's like 5'10" and all that, yeah. Boruto just fucking washes his clothes. Definitely did not take his pants. He knew what the hell they were doing. He just says, can you mind? Look somewhere else. Talk to yourself or whatever. And of course, they say, fine. And he just looks somewhere else. Boruto's just like washing his like, sort of shirts and only. His pants, he doesn't care that much. So yeah, he's just washes his shirt and also his like jacket. And so he just throws all the water, and there was a lot of blood on the water, throws into like the outside of the cave, gets more snow, like cleans out the freaking blood and all that, lots of blood and all. And of course, kind of puts more snow, puts water, and says, you can wash up and all that, or we can get to your house and all that. And they said, we would rather get to our house. And that's okay. Boruto kind of just sat in the freaking stuff and says, you girls can wait, I'm just gonna fully fall asleep or something. And of course it says, no, don't fall asleep. We gotta get to our house. We haven't ate in a while. Boruto says, fine. So he just throws away the metal stoof or whatever. Oh, fuck. The pot and all that. Or giant. Whatever. It's a freaking bath and all that. And of course just said, let's go. He tells both of them to get on. And of course they get on Boruto's back. And Boruto says, hold on tight. And they are like, what? They are just screaming. And of course, when they land into the castle, Koyoki was like, what happened? Koyoki just sees Yuki and Manai just walking sort of weird and saying, hey mother. They all passed out because they were screaming in the sky for so long because Boruto just jumped. But yeah. So yeah, of course, Koyoki was happy and say thank you to Boruto and all, and just decided to say the B rank mission is over and all that. I guess she decides to put it up as an A ranked mission because yes, there was a bunch of people trying to attack and all. So yeah. Koyoki also just sighs and says, "Damn, I could not marry my daughters off to Naruto's, Naruto's son, but yeah." Because she actually wanted to, be sort of a sibling, friend, or whatever, close enough to, Naruto. Since Naruto was, a friend of hers, and all that. So yeah. So yeah, of course, that'll be later on when 16, but yeah. She just wanted to introduce her daughter to Boruto, but realized that Boruto is not someone that he cares that much. And she thinks maybe when he's older. Maybe. But yeah. Now, Boruto has 3 swords, and of course he got his 3rd sword back, the one that was sort of broken on. And of course, he decides to keep it and also puts it in his closet when they get back to the village. So yeah. This is actually where I'm a little bit off. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep, potato, potato. Because, well, it's an hour and 35 minutes, okay? I have to eat and also my stomach is hurting like hell. Either that's I'm hungry or just my stomach just hurts. It's probably both, but hey. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep, potato.